As you know, I'm a product of Providence Public Schools, and I've been working in the district for 27 years or more so. And I have my children graduate from the Providence Public Schools. Now I have grandchildren attending the Providence Public Schools. And to me, this is a little personal, right? I have to speak from the heart. I have to let you know how I feel about what's going on right now in Providence. I have experienced the conditions outlined in the Johns Hopkins report and know of the 1993 report. During those decades, it was an effort to fix the district, many efforts to try to fix the district. I watched those efforts were undercut again and again and again. I've known teachers, I've known administrators for years that every time we brought in a new curriculum or something new to the district, the only thing I continued to hear was, "This too shall pass." This is going to be something new. This is the fab. This is something new. And this too will pass, and I'm going to continue doing what I was doing before. And every time we looked at that, it was always being undermined, undercutted. It was always taken out. Let's change this new based on politics. When I took this position, in my heart of heart, my nucleus is always and always will be student first. My decisions are on students. This is my community. I am this community. So when things are happening in this community, it affects me. It affects my family. It affects generations in my family. And I understand, and I'm sorry that your brother had to go through something like that when he graduates high school and is unable to go to college. I understand that. Many of our students go through that. Many of our students start going into college and have to take remedial courses because they haven't been prepared. And who do we fault at that? We can't say that this just happened today. This didn't just happen yesterday. This is 30 years, 40 years worth of being neglected. I've always played my role. I've always decided to say, I'm going to go to school as a teacher. I affected 26 students in my class. In my mind, I said, what else can I do? So I decided to further my education so I can affect more students, so I became a principal. Now I'm affecting a building. With years later getting my doctorate in education, what else can I do? Came knocking on my door. I was given the opportunity to run the biggest district in Rhode Island. I cannot have another generation, better yet, not even another generation. The students who are sitting in front of us deserve better. So when I hear of this takeover or this reset, this constant reset that we're looking at, what does it really do? It affects our students at the end of the day. I heard that Massachusetts just a few minutes ago, they're doing much better than Providence or than Rhode Island. But you know what's the difference? They decided on what their goals would be and stuck to their goals year after year to make sure that they're accomplished. You know what we're consistent with? We're consistent with changing. And every time we change, our students suffer. So when our students go through the system, because there have been so many changes, because it's been about politics and it hasn't been about students, that's where my heart is. My heart bleeds when I know my students are less prepared or do not have the tools to be successful in life. So when I took this position, I took it knowing that I would try to do everything within my power to protect my community. The TAP, it does have measurables. We're working on that. There's a lot of great things happening in Providence. But for far too long, what gets the attention is negative attention, negative news. Very few times do we see positive news about our district. Providence is part of me. I take it personal when they speak about Providence. Providence created me. I am who I am because of Providence. And I was able to have that opportunity, and I want to give that opportunity and pay it forward to our kids. We speak about Mass doing better, and I said it's the consistency. We're consistent at something, absolutely. We're consistent at changing. We're consistent. We just had a TAP created by our community. They want to change the TAP. They want to do other things to the TAP. The message that we send in my community is your voice don't matter. We're going to change this too. Do you know how long it took to put this program together? This turnaround action plan that we have? These initiatives? It's taken a long time. To change it now in the middle of the game, changing what we're doing, it's not right for our kids. Our kids deserve better than this. And it hurts me when I hear that these changes want to come in just when we're creating a foundation. Mass created a foundation years ago. We're creating a foundation right now with this turnaround action plan that we have. I make a connection with this and the connection that I make with my students and tell them about life. We don't have a foundation. We're trying to build on a weak foundation. It's like having a tree where the roots don't take in. The first storm that comes through, the tree falls over because the roots are not in. So what happens with us every time we decide that we want to change for the new and better thing, or taking a package and putting a bulb and saying this is the new package? Teachers don't buy into that because they know that in a few years that's going to change. That's going to turn around. This action plan that we have, this turnaround action plan, is our Northern Star, created by the community for the community. The things that we've done, if I can go back and look at some of the things that we've done, right now we're looking at student mental health. What have we done for that, for student mental health? In middle school and high school, we are making sure that we added additional support. We have community specialists, members from our community who understand our students, who support our students and their families. For the first time in almost 30 years, we have guidance counselors in elementary schools for social emotional support. For the first time, we also have support for our teachers, the adults who also need the social emotional support. In the Johns Hopkins report, it stated, we're going back to the Johns Hopkins report, it stated that PPSD failed its multilingual learners. Through the turnaround action plan, what did we do? One of the incentives was to make sure that we give the students the opportunity. We asked those teachers to go back. We have almost 500 teachers who are ESL certified and prepared to teach our students with a certification. On top of that, we're offering them up to $8,000 in reimbursements for the ESL certification. If we look at the 1993 probe report, it stated that we needed parent-teacher conferences. We've done them in the past, but this is the first time that it's mandatory to do it. It's in the contract. 1993. What year are we in? You're going to tell me the people that came before me couldn't do this? Start thinking. And I'm sorry that I sound a little facetious right now, but I take it personal because we're talking about my kids, our kids, and my community. I think that after 30 years of failing our community and our students, if we do not stand up right now for the community, and we don't give our community the opportunity for their voices to be heard, and we change this again, that message, when we go out and ask our community to support us, I don't know if they'll come back out to support us, to go through this again, to spend those hours and days and months creating a plan it's our Northern Star that's guiding us, is doing the work for us, to turn around and then tell them that voice don't matter, we're going to get rid of that because I want to bring something new. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And right now, Providence is not failing. Right now, this is the first time that I see hope in Providence. We created something together as a community. We created our roadmap to success. I ask you that please think about it hard. Think about it long. Don't do this to our students. Don't do this to our community. Let us go through, let us finish the work that some of you have put me in this position to do. I guarantee you that I will give you 200% of who I am for my community. I don't beg and I don't plead, but when it comes to my kids, I'll do whatever it takes. This is not the time to make this change. Let us finish. Let us show you. Let us prove people wrong that Providence can do it, will do it, and will be the destination for educations in years to come. I thank you for the opportunity to speak.